I'm Zita.
I'm Jared.
Welcome to our home. Come on in. So when we talk about legal processes and how long it takes, I think this is one of the first questions I get from my clients, like, oh, so Zita, so how quick, how soon we can get the keys to the house? And I always have to say, I can't tell you that, I don't know, because it's so unpredictable, but average 3 to 4 months, I would say. But
Yes.
for us, the last purchase was 6 months to get the keys.
It can depend on quite a few things. It can depend on, how many sellers and buyers are in the chain. The longer the chain, it generally takes, the longer it's going to take. If it's a relatively short chain, that helps. But it also, you might have a very quick solicitor who works very efficiently and quickly, but the seller's solicitor may work quite a bit slower, so that really holds things up as well.
Definitely, but I think the UK legal or conveyancing process is probably the slowest in the whole of the world. All other countries, like where I'm originally from, Hungary, New Zealand, where you're from, the US, we know they finalize everything in 4 to 6 weeks, generally speaking.
I think in those countries, before you put the property on the market, you actually have to, prepare a property information pack, and a lot of the searches and things like that are already done, okay, which really helps. In the UK, the initial searches are done after you instruct the solicitor, and even those can take quite a bit of time too.
It's not even true, because UK, we would mean Scotland as well, but actually Scotland is very different. It's more England and Wales, where the process is really long. Scotland is like that, so they have certain things already ready and prepared, and they don't have the leasehold, freehold, which is complicating things massively. They are much quicker. They actually, in Scotland, you can finalize a sale in 4 to 6 weeks.
Wow.
It's England and Wales where 3 to 4 months, saying that. We just had a completion 5.5 weeks.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And we were very amazed and happy, but it is not the norm, is it?
No, it's not the norm. So I think, clients need to be realistic that it's going to take potentially 3 or 4 months on average for the legal work to be done. Sometimes it can be done quicker, sometimes it can take longer. So you just need to understand that, and also there'll be bumps in the road. It's not always smooth sailing, and there will be kind of a few challenges crop up on the legal side. Most of them are not something you can't overcome, and your solicitor will, provide you advice on whether this is a major problem or if it's relatively minor. So, the solicitors are legal experts in conveyancing. You need to really listen to their advice. And also, if your solicitor requests that you complete some documentation for them, review it, read over it, and complete it as soon as possible, because that will help speed things up. And obviously regularly chase your solicitor for updates.
Yes. So until the UK actually reviewed the conveyancing process, because I think the problem in this, not the UK, England and Wales, to be more precise, the issue is the process, the conveyancing process is so outdated. It hasn't been, done anything to it for so many years. It's not digital enough, and so on. But I think there are changes coming in, hopefully. But until then, people have to expect certain things to be done throughout the process, like searches. So that's the first thing, isn't it?
Yes.
Conveyancer will order the searches, which will be like local authority searches, environmental, just giving you an idea of the property and whether there's any issues you have to consider. And then your solicitor has to receive the contract pack, the draft contract pack from the other solicitors. Often that's where I see delays, that maybe the other
because generally there's certain things within that contract pack and details about the property that need to be clarified, okay? Even things like double glazed windows, is there a FENSA certificate for that? Even little things like that,
Yeah.
That can crop up. So basically, when your solicitor receives a contract pack, it will review that pack, and then they'll have certain inquiries or information that needs to be clarified, and they go back to your seller's solicitor.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of can be a delay in terms of getting that information back and forth.
Exactly. So that's when I always say to my clients that that's when they play ping pong, the solicitors back and forth,
Yes.
raising inquiries, they resolve partial, they go back again, and then some inquiries will have to go to third parties. Sometimes it has to go to the council. So once
and that can really delay things.
then they can really delay things. So it's not their interests at all to provide that information quickly.
No.
So there could be so many things, and we don't actually know it in advance what will pop up.
No.
And so I think everybody just have to be prepared in a way that this could be slower, there could be bumps on the road.
Yeah, you have to be patient about the process. I think you need to be positive that it will go through eventually. It just can take time. And if you're realistic about that, then I think it will be a less stressful, thing for you to worry about.
Absolutely. I think people should aim to get themselves a good solicitor, a good conveyancer.
Yes.
It does make a difference, but it doesn't always, if the other side has a slow conveyancer, not very experienced, or just simply not providing a very good service, that will impact on your purchase, and that's what it is. But then there are certain ways to speed things up. You have to push your estate agent, estate agent will push the seller, and the seller will push their solicitors. It's like a chain of, and a communication between parties to speed the process up.
Yeah, and in terms of choosing a good conveyancing solicitor, you can read Google reviews. You might want to get someone more local. Your mortgage broker will have solicitors they recommend because they've done really good work for their clients as well. So that's a good way of finding a good solicitor.
Definitely. And I think, so what will be the end of the process, just so everybody is aware, we have to get to exchange and completion.
Yes.
Exchange is when everything is ready and everyone is ready, and then that's when the 10% deposit or 5% deposit will have to be transferred to the solicitor. But before exchange happens, there should be a completion date. That's the normal standard process, completion date to be set.
And that needs to be agreed on all parties.
Exactly.
For the same completion date. Yeah.
Absolutely. Sometimes they break the chain, so that's another option.
That's
if
true.
the top of the chain is very slow, there might be that your seller is able to go to a temporary accommodation.
Yeah, they might want to move into rented accommodation because they don't want to lose, their buyer. That happens. Often in a chain, you might have your offer accepted on a property, but your seller is still looking for a property to buy. That can really lengthen the overall process, but they might give themselves, the seller, two months to find a property. If they can't find one, they'll move into rented accommodation in order to keep that buyer. So it does vary in terms of, the overall kind of transactions.
Yeah, so that's why it's so hard or impossible actually to say how this will all plan out, but I can be confident. I'm confident in most, and what I see from experience, in most cases it's complete eventually.
Yeah, they do.
Some sooner, some later. It's quite a small percentage where it all falls through.
Yeah, it doesn't happen often. It doesn't happen often.